Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Bradford City versus Colchester United Combined 11. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 60 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know what would your Combined 11 be. Now obviously last week we did it for the Crawley game. We struggled really to get Crawley players in. This week it was much easier to get Colchester players in than it was Crawley last week, and as always I like to try and make it as balanced as possible for the large majority of the season. I'm going to try my hardest to make it like a 6-5 sort of balance either way, but I'm not just going to force players in for the sake of it. I'm still going to try and make a really good argument for why I believe that player should be in there. And obviously some Bradford fans might disagree, some Colchester fans might disagree, and even just some general League 2 fans that might disagree. So if you do, that's what the comment section is for. Get down below and get your thoughts. Make sure to drop a like on there for me. Subscribe if you are new as well. Let's get into it. So I think for the large majority this season, the formation we probably go with in our Combined 11s will probably be a 3-5-2. It's going to be the formation Bradford City play this season, and it is the formation that 60-70% of the whole of League 2 play. But if you've got a right back and we put them in right wing back, it doesn't mean that's where they've got to play if we were playing in real life match. It's just what the best player would be in that part of the pitch, if that does make sense. Starting out then with the goalkeeper, we're going to be comparing Harry Lewis to Owen Goodman. Now Colchester United have 3 or 4 first team goalkeepers at the club, but Owen Goodman is in on loan and he has been given their number 1 shirt, so that is why I believe he will be their number 1 at this season. Obviously Harry Lewis was very good last season. Has started out this season pretty good as well. Had a brilliant performance on Tuesday night against Accrington Stanley in the club. Conceded on average less than 1 goal per game. I think he saved 3 penalties last season as well. Had a really good campaign. Like what I said, this season has started out pretty well. Wasn't his greatest game against Crawley last weekend, but I think he's going to look to put that right in front of our fans. I think he is our vice captain now as well. So as good as this Colchester loan may be, I think Harry Lewis for me is the best goalkeeper in the league, so he's going in between my sticks. Into the back 3 then, on the right side we're going to be comparing Matty Platt to Tom Dallison. Now on this occasion I'm going to go with Matty Platt. I thought he was very solid for us last season. Played the majority of the first half of like the first 16-17 games, something like that. He played for the majority of the first half of the season, then in the second half had a red card or 2, struggled to get back into the side, but still in the end made 38 starts in total, and defensively was very solid. Kept 15 clean sheets, 1.4 interceptions per game, 1.5 tackles per game, 4.7 clearances per game as well. I thought it was really good. He won on average 70% of his total duels as well, 74% in the air. I'm a big fan of Matty Platt. I think he's very underrated and he would do a job at most League 2 sides, so for me personally he has to be in there. In terms of our central centre back then, we're going to be comparing Sam Stubbs to Fika Kelleher. Now I think this is Sam Stubbs every day of the week. He's been absolutely incredible since he's come in from Exeter in January. Fika Kelleher we obviously sold to Colchester United, I think it was in the January just gone by as well, and Kelleher is not a bad player. I think he was quite not underrated because he was never going to be good enough to play for Bradford City. He was a shocking signing from Derek Adams, but he wasn't as bad as what some people did make out, and Stubbs has been absolutely incredible. You know, Exeter fans still to this day wish that he did stay with them, and that's when he left them 8 months ago now. You know, they all still rant and rave about how good Sam Stubbs was, and he's still only 24 years of age. Last season, like I say, came in January, made 19 appearances for us and was absolutely incredible. Kept 8 clean sheets, averaging 1.6 interceptions per game, 4.7 tackles per game as well, winning 67% of his total duels, 71% in the air, 60% on the ground. I think he was really good. The only slight problem you got with Sam Stubbs is he doesn't really have any pace, but for what Kelleher makes up with pace on Stubbs makes up on Kelleher just much better defensively, positional awareness, communication, leadership. For me personally, Sam Stubbs has to be in there. Now I know we've been very heavily Bradford City so far, but on that left side we are going to be comparing Connor Hall to Kieran Kelly, and I am going to give it to Connor Hall. I think he is a very good player at this level, very solid, you know, 30 years of age. I think he is their captain now. I believe they signed him from Port Vale in January, and he did pretty well for them last season in the second half of the campaign. Scored 2 goals in 20 starts, kept 5 clean sheets, averaged 1.7 interceptions per game, 1.3 tackles per game, and 4 clearances per game as well. He won 63% of his total duels, with 63% being on the ground and 63% being in the air as well. I think he's a very steady centre-half at this level, obviously left-footed, and Kieran Kelly for me is just not quite ready, in my opinion, for first-team football. If I had the opportunity to take Connor Hall over Kieran Kelly, as of right now, if we were to play a one-off match tomorrow, I would personally go with Connor Hall, so he makes my team. That completes my back 3. I've got Matty Ricky Platt and Sam Stubbs of Bradford City, and Connor Hall of Colchester United. Moving over then to that right wing back position, we're going to be comparing it Junior to Shamedu to Brad Halliday, and I am going to give it to not Brad Halliday. I really do apologise if I have pronounced Junior's second name wrong. I'm just going to call him Junior from now on because I don't really know how you pronounce it and I don't want to be offensive. But he was very good for Colchester last season. They really did struggle at times, but he had a really, really good campaign. At just 19 years of age, there's been rumours that, you know, clubs were bidding hundreds of thousands of pounds, and apparently Colchester have set a 7-figure price tag on him. Last season, scored 5 goals and chipped in with 2 assists, which I think is a very good return for a wing-back. He kept 8 clean sheets as well. I think if he can work on himself defensively, he'll comfortably be one of the best wing-backs in the AFL, because going forward, there's no question marks over him whatsoever. I think he's a very, very good player, and Halliday was very solid for us last season, but when you factor in how good Junior is going forward, he's got to be in the team for me, so he is in at right wing back. Into my 2 central midfielders then. Firstly, we're going to be comparing Richie Smallwood to Arthur Reed. Now, while I think Arthur Reed is a pretty decent player, I am just going to edge it with Richie Smallwood. Obviously, Bradford City's captain, and had a pretty decent season for us last season, to be honest with you. You know, chipped in with a fair decent amount of goals and assists, 9 goal contributions, 3 goals, 6 assists for us last season in 45 appearances, and he's a very good ball-winning midfielder at this level. 1.3 interceptions per game, at 2.6 tackles per game, 1 clearance per game as well. He did commit 1 penalty offence according to SofaScore. Even though he's not the tallest, he wins 63% of his aerial duels as well, and while on the eye he might not be the prettiest of midfielders to watch, he does the basics very well. He does the simple things. He's a very good ball recoverer, and in my opinion, he's a very underrated by the Bradford City fan base. And like what I say, Arthur Reed is a good player, but I do have to give it to Bradford City's captain. And partnering him, we're going to be comparing Mauro Bandera to Alex Patterson. Now, I don't really know too much about Bandera, but I am going to give it to Alex Patterson. Statistically, one of the best central midfielders in the league last season. For Harrogate Town, scored 9 goals and got 5 assists in 31 starts, and we've seen Patterson grow into his role as a Bradford City player over the last couple of matches. On Tuesday night, very, very impressive. Opened up his account as well, fought the Bantams after impressing in his first pre-season outing against Bury. Was very, very good on Tuesday. Picks up the ball, drives forward with it, loves a tackle as well, and I'm really happy we managed to get him in on a 3-year deal, because he's been absolutely incredible so far, and defensively, he's not too bad, but going forward, he's an absolute joy to watch, and he is in my team. Moving over then to left wing back, like what we mentioned in the one against Crawley, Ellis Iandolo versus Liam Ridehalgh. I mean, Ridehalgh stands absolutely no chance, doesn't it? Ellis Iandolo every day of the week, and I know he has played in central midfield, but he is naturally a left back or a left wing back, so he is going to be in my team, in my opinion. And Ridehalgh for us last season, this season, just not good enough in my opinion. And Iandolo's only 25. Yes, he struggled with injuries, but he's now with Colchester. I believe he signed for them, was it in January? I might be wrong there. I feel like he did sign for them in January last season, but missed a large majority of the second half of last season through injury, I do believe. But he's a very steady left back at this level, creates chances, pretty decent defensively as well, and I don't think he's the greatest in the world, but he is still better than Liam Ridehalgh, so he makes it into my side, in my opinion. In that number 10 position then, something that might be slightly controversial, we're going to be comparing Jamie Walker to Noah Chilvers, and if it's based on reputation, you probably do give it to Jamie Walker, but I'm going to go with Noah Chilvers, 22 years of age, out of a contract with Colu at the end of this season. So last season scored 9 goals and got 1 assist in 34 starts, and I think on their day, Jamie Walker probably has a bigger peak, but Jamie Walker doesn't prove on his day enough. In my opinion, he tends to go missing quite a lot in the number of matches, and while I don't watch Colchester week in, week out, so I don't know if Noah Chilvers does that, if you think the team that Chilvers was playing in last season compared to the team that Walker was playing in last season, I feel like Chilvers did have a much better season, not as injury prone as well as Jamie Walker. You know, over the last couple of seasons, Walker really has struggled for minutes due to injury, which is a big shame, but Chilvers last season scored a goal on average every 332 minutes. Like I say, in terms of their actual peak on their day, I think Walker takes it, but in terms of as of right now, I'm going to go with Noah Chilvers just to get in ahead of Jamie Walker. Into the 2 strikers then. Firstly, we're going to compare Tom Hopper with Andy Cook, and I am obviously going to go with Andy Cook. Now, at the time, I thought Hopper coming in from Lincoln, I believe it was a really good sign, and he's not really quite hit the heights that the Colchester fans expected, and obviously Andy Cook scored 31 goals last season in all competitions, 28 in the league. He had an absolutely incredible campaign. It was just a joy to watch, to be honest. He's yet to get underway though this season. Did pick up his first assist of the season on Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup, but averaged a goal every 120 minutes last season with a 23% goal conversion rate. 8 assists in there as well. Defensively, very useful from set pieces, and he's just an absolutely brilliant player. Again, really happy we managed to tie him down to a new 3-year contract, and he is my 6th Bradford player in this side, which obviously means, I said at the start, we needed 5 Colchester players in there, so finally we're going to compare Andy Cook's strike partner to Tyler Smith or Samson Tavide. Now, I am going to go with Samson Tavide. Now, again, Tyler Smith has done pretty well with Hull, didn't really work out for him at Oxford United, but Tavide, who is actually going to be suspended for this game in real life, but it's not necessarily about who's available. If we were just doing this, if everybody was to be available. 19 years of age, left-footed, 18 starts last season for Colchester, 2 goals and 6 assists. I personally think for an 18-year-old at the time, 8 goal contributions in 18 starts is a really good return, in my opinion. Was obviously sent off on Tuesday night when in Colchester's defeat on penalties against Cardiff in the first round of the Carabao Cup, but I think he is a really good striker at this level, in my opinion. I think he recently signed a new contract with the football club as well, and there you go, that completes my team. And here is how my team would look then. I think this is very solid. I'm really happy with the way that it has come out. Like I say, I tried my hardest to balance it as much as possible, tried my hardest to get as many Bradford and Colchester players in there, and while there is some positions where you could maybe pick another Bradford player or another Colchester player over another Bradford player or Colchester player, I think in terms of a combined 11, this one looks pretty nice, in my opinion. It's much more balanced than last week, which is what always the aim is, to try and get as many of each team in there. But there we have it. That is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 60 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know what would your combined 11 be for Colchester United versus Bradford City. Make sure as well to go check out my match preview that was uploaded early today. Go drop a like and your score prediction on that video. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Peace.